everybody, and welcome to the newest edition of Meter Burn, the show where we aim to take your video game topics and news to an informative and entertaining level. I am the Blacktastic, and thank you for joining us here today. I want to start off where the last episode left off, where we lightly touched on bridging the gap between competitive fighting games, pretty much competitive anything else. But before I get ahead of myself, let me reintroduce to you my co-host, Kujo K, who's in a Skype call. Hello, Katie.
Good evening, everyone. Hey, Bobby.
And also in the Skype call with us is returning guest in Super Street Fighter 4, or 2, sorry. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Legend himself, spanning championship wins and evolution, and recently qualifying for the Tournament of Legends here at EVO 2014. Thank you for joining us again, Mr. Jason AfroCole.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, Bobby? Hello, Katie. What's up? It's good to be back.
Very much, and we're glad to have you back. And also with the Skype call is a person who's well-versed in the subject of esports, experienced in games such as Counter-Strike and League of Legends, but he's just trying to fit in with the fighting game community, and he's here to help out here. He's especially knowledgeable of the way that events hosting these sorts of games are run. So everyone in the chat, please welcome Mr. Brett Buckles. How are you, Brett?
Yo, what's up, panel? How's it going? Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Fine. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sir.
Bobby, you talk so fast, man. You talk so fast when the show starts. You're freaking me
I
out.
was like, is he the brother of the Micro Machines guy?
Oh, Lord. Lord.
Oh, my God. Oh, you guys are too much. But, hey, just want to let the chat know and everybody else who might be watching this in the archives, it will be uploaded to YouTube probably the next day whenever I get around to it at work. But we were in a Skype call before this all took down, and I kind of want to gear this episode towards again bridging the gap between competitive fighting games and competitive esports. And Jason, you went on the show last week with this idea, a sort of rubric, if you will, about how we can gear competitive games in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I feel competitive gaming is on the rise. Gaming in general is on the rise. I mean, Twitch has already released all their numbers, and there's more people watching gaming, not even at the competitive level, just gaming in general, at like an all-time high right now. You know, more than sports, more than, regular TV. It's ridiculous how many people are just online, just watching games. And the competitive level is really on its rise. It's like the era of, competitive gaming. And, competitive gaming to me is, esports. I know a lot of people don't like the name and stuff, but it's just a label. And all it means is competitive gaming, where players can professionally play these games and try to be the best versus whether it's a single one-on-one or a team environment. This is just a new era of sports, and it's all electronic, and it's awesome.
That's such a good point, man, because I'll be honest, I wake up and all my friends do the same thing. Like, if we wake up when we get to work, the first thing you do is just go to twitch.com and just see what's going on. You see what's on the front page. You see what games are streaming. Like, that's just the era, That's just what happens now. So, yeah, I can dig it for sure. For sure.
It's also definitely the convenience factor. I mean,
the
weather can be horrible outside. All you have to do is just get on whatever system you have or on the computer. And if you don't want to play, you can just watch, Yeah, definitely. And it's not really that expensive. You don't have to worry if your friends are available or not to play. You can just go online. Yeah, it's really good.
Absolutely.
That's social media, and if, you don't know where your friends are, you just twit them. Like, hey, where you at?
That's what it does. It bridges the two together, you know what I mean? It bridges social media versus gaming, and now everyone's a part of like this universe. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm. And it's leveling up really high. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing more developers embrace this, competitive gaming scene and start, structuring some of their games, with esports or with that competitive aspect in mind. Providing stats from their level, from a developer side, being involved with the communities and stuff, whichever game there is, whether it's
dude, they're starting to get hip to it. Like I was playing, I've played some like developmental MOBAs, like new age MOBAs, like Smite or Infinite Crisis that just came out, and I love it. And they have like Twitch TV built into their engine as an option, and that just shows you how far it's gone. And like you can type through their engine, like to your Twitch stream viewing. Like, it's dope as fuck, dude. It's so cool. Can I say that? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
I didn't mean it.
Bobby's gonna go back and bleep all that out.
I'm sorry.
Hey, no worries here. Just keep going. Just act natural, man.
I didn't mean for it. I didn't mean for it.
Sake!
So
The sake on deck.
yo, but what's really good though? I'll tell you what this is. Cole, so you're just 2 for 2 right now on meter burn. Is that what I'm hearing? Like,
yeah, I'm running it back. I mean, that's my forte. You know, doing back to back championships, back to back meter burn. You know, that's what's up. I'm always running it back. That's what's up.
Okay. Now Cole, you and I have been in touch a lot lately. As far as how we feel about the competitive community for fighting games, why don't you go ahead and elaborate on like your previous points and things that you talked about last week, or well, 2 weeks, whatever, last episode.
Yeah.
Give them a quick refresher, and then we can get into like the purpose of us being here together.
That's what's up. Thank you for that lead. Well,
right?
I'll say, if people don't know, you know, also my name is Jason AfroCole. I'm going as no AfroCole right now because I'm in the process of going Fro. But
so depressing.
Give me 3 more months. But I've been actually doing kind of like the Mission Impossible and trying to pioneer a national fighting game team league for the fighting game community. I really feel that it's prevalent in today's era of competitive gaming. To me, everything in life revolves around teams, and you know, right now everything in esports is all team oriented. And I don't believe that teams need to take over what our grassroots FGC members have created with the single events and majors like Evo, Final Round, which just happened and stuff. But I'm aiming to coexist. You know, shout outs to Capcom for finally stepping in and knowing that they have to do a yearly league in order to bring in, in order to monetize and get people playing year long to build up to these big events. And so the same thing I'm doing with a team event. You know, I'm trying to make it like the NFL or the NBA, where, you know, most of the year we're doing a big league, teams represented by their regions and stuff and states. You know, I'm linking them to arcades and so that people have a presence and a purpose. And I'm looking to bring out the human element by like having vlogs for all these players and their arcades that they're a part of and their teams, so people can know who these people are and build up a professional style league in order to move forward in the fighting game community. Because I just feel that, you know, right now single events are 50% of the puzzle piece and stuff. It's hard for a player to get involved in any type of fighting game, you know, practice for a couple months and then go to a major and just get blown up by the same 20 guys that are just, you know, keeping tactics to themselves and just, you know, playing with their friends, or they're already representing as a team. You know, we have all these teams in FTC, but we have no league for them. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what are all these teams doing? You know, so that is what my goal is with the National Fighting Game League. I call it the NFGL 5v5. My company is called Dojo Sports, and we're going on to season 3 right now. We just ended season 2 over on the West Coast, and so it's a slow crawl. It's a community-ran event, and you know, looking for a lot of supporters and volunteers. But you know, that's where I'm at right now, and you know, it's been good. The community, I've been traveling a lot to as many events as I can, talking to the players, and all the players love it. You know, it helps build, you know, leadership for team captains. It helps build bonding for the players. You know, it's not so bad to take a loss when you're part of a team and you're building up and having goals within the competitive gaming. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's what I've been doing for, I say, the past about 2.5 years or so. But last year was my first official, you know, NFGL league. We started season 1 with the Northwest, and then ended season 2 with Northwest and the Southwest, which is pretty much the entire West Coast. And looking to bring it over here into the East Coast and, you know, steady build on it.
Good. And for people who haven't tuned in, I've heard that, or you've told us last episode that you were just actually just traveling across the country to various East Coast venues. You actually staying in Atlanta right now, is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Still here in Atlanta.
There you go. And what's going to be your next major here?
I'm looking to get over to Northwest Majors. That's out there in Seattle. That's actually going to be the first weekend of May, and I'm also looking to go to NorCal Regionals. Those are the next two hotspots. Unfortunately, I tried my best to get out to Texas Showdown, which I'm really hyped that it's back in the mix. Level Up guys are going to be streaming that, and that's going down next week actually. So shout outs to Texas and Chris Romna for bringing that back. Another original grassroots tournament that's been kind of dormant for a while, but it's good. But yeah, Northwest Majors and NorCal Regionals are my next targets and stuff.
All right, good stuff. And sorry for kind of neglecting you a little bit there, Brett. Brett.
No, that's fine.
Brett actually contacted me after the show. He actually watched the archives of when Jason Cole was actually spitting his game about the NFGL, and I brought him back on here because he brought up a pretty good point, and especially some really good addendums to help kind of exemplify and solidify the idea that AfroCole had and stated. So, do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Sure, absolutely. And just to verify, Bobby, we obviously can't see your video feed. Your video feed's just fine for the viewers and things that are going on.
He's Robo Bobby right now.
I know. I just
eyes.
Memes, but everybody else.
All I'm looking at. All I'm staring at is the eyes.
From a production standpoint, everyone can see your feed, Bobby, your video feed.
My video is it all right? Oh, or do you want me?
No, we can't see you. I just was wondering if.
Oh no, yeah. I have my video feed on the Twitch layout. So.
Oh, sweet. Okay, just confirming. Yeah. Okay. So I'm an RL friend of Bobby, if you will, as we say in the community. He doesn't live very far from me, and I kind of got into fighting games a little while ago, mainly on my own. But before I get into my involvement with the FGC, just so all the viewers know, what I'm about to propose is kind of an outlandish idea, maybe to you guys, because it hasn't been done yet. But I'm a Diamond 1 League player. I've competed in multiple LAN tournaments, in and out of the country. I've been to Toronto and things. I've played in Challenger League tournaments. I was a professional Counter-Strike player back in 1.6. We traveled all across the country. My team won Million Man Land, Kentucky, Zac Tech, Chicago, Stupids, Michigan. So we traveled all around the East Coast and a little bit into the West Coast. We went to the CPL. We've played against 3D. We were in Cal Invite and all of that nonsense. And I'm a Master League StarCraft 2 player, and just I don't know, just a bunch of random BS of just high level PC gaming, right? Okay, and so I come from that realm that I feel a lot of stream monsters and people that you get, come from that realm. They're not necessarily from consoles, and they're not from that kind of thing. They come from a PC gaming background, and now you guys, the community's just kind of melding and blending in itself, and that's a good spot. And so here I am as an avid gamer, someone that loves gaming. It's my passion, and I want to play fighting games. Okay, I have never played a type of genre as difficult as fighting games to get into. Even at the highest level, obviously, it's incredibly intricate. Most games typically are. But, just to get involved, man, it's demoralizing. And it almost seems impossible because there's no set way to learn how to do this right. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can run, but, the trials in the game? Now, the trials are damn impossible, dude. If I'm playing Street Fighter and it's here's the Sakura trials. They don't tell you that this is a 1-frame link or a 2-frame link. First off, I don't even know what that means in FGC terms. So when I go on the forums, I'm still confused. None of that makes sense to me, and I'm dude, there's no way this is even possible, to do this combo. But on top of that, then I just go online and get blown up. And it's well, whoop-de-doo. So,
but you still keep playing.
I still keep playing. I love it, and I feel I feel like it's a great thing for a lot of people. Like all of my other friends that are pro gamers in in other scenes than this, they love fighting games too, and they say they come to me, they're like, "Yo, Brett, when there's a grassroots tournament on, or Sunday, top 32 day, and shit's going down, let us know and give us a link to the stream because we love to just watch it. Even though we don't play and we don't know what's going on, we love to watch it." And so, throughout the past couple months and, year or so actually, I was really starting to realize how much potential was actually there for people that aren't even involved yet. Now I've been involved. Like, that's how I met you, Bobby. I went to Cleveland locals, then I've been to some of the Big E tournaments out in Philly, back when we had I can't even remember the name of it in Columbus. What was that?
That was Season's Beatings.
Season's
yeah.
Beatings.
Season's Beatings, yeah. Season's Beatings, and I've done my time, I've met people like Infiltration and all of those guys, and I've gone down and I've met you, of course, Katie and Jason. I actually haven't had the pleasure yet in person. I look very much forward to it, but so I've seen the scene. And I've competed and I've participated. And so I'm sitting here as someone coming from another game that wants to be a part of this scene. And it's almost like it's got a barrier up, almost like for a reason. It's like it locks new people out.
It's a huge learning curve.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's an incredible learning curve. And normally learning curves are okay to people if there's like a way to learn it. And feel comfortable.
That's the catch-22. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
There's clauses that you need in order to learn, like being a part of, at least having a couple friends to, play off of.
Right. So even like Season's Beatings, I go down, I know Bobby, I didn't know him very well at the time, so it's not like we were going to kick it when he was with a bunch of his bros there. Everyone has their parties in their hotel rooms, and now, I could bounce around, and I actually met a bunch of very cool people throughout this whole scenario, but it's like, I didn't really feel like I was at home or find a home, or even have people to really help me train. It's like, oh, you play Street Fighter, come in our room, oh, I blow you up, you suck, peace. And it was like,
next.
And I was like, what? I'm like, why are these dudes dogging me right now? Like, give me a keyboard, son. Give me a keyboard. Like, it was tricky. And so I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, how can we bridge this gap? Because it'll be useful for Capcom because more people will buy the games and want to play them. It'll be useful for grassroots tournaments because the more exposure it gets, the more people want to come out and compete. And it's beneficial to the players in general because you have more people of your skill and more people to train with. So, and the whole purpose of Katie and Bobby having me on the show is so I could bring up this point. And I've talked a lot with Cole lately, who they introduced me to, who's an awesome guy, and his ideas are brilliant. And I have a way to incorporate and add on some of the newcomers as a topic. So, Bobby and Katie, are we trying to get into that right now? Are we ready to?
Yeah, let's get on straight with it.
Okay, sweet. So when I was playing Counter-Strike, for example, there was an online league, right? And it was called CAL. It stood for Cyber Athlete Amateur League, and it was just based off of a website where your teams would sign up and you would like get together on IRC. If anyone is old enough to remember IRC and that chat program,
people still use it, man.
Some people do, right? And so you get on IRC. I look young, by the way. I'm actually about to be 27, so I'm a little bit older than I seem. But so you get on IRC and you use this website, right? And there would be different leagues. And I'm sorry if this is redundant for some of the viewers that may know what this is already. I just want to get into it a little more in depth so some of the people that don't can understand.
That's fine.
Right. And so you sign up for these leagues, and it's a weekly match against another team of equal skill caliber. Now, the way it's equal skill is because there's separate leagues. Like there's like an open, an intermediate, and like a main or professional type of league.
Like
and
ABC
as we would love to call it, an ABC league, right? And so it matches you against your other kids of the same league And it's just like once a week, you have a match. We'll just say it's on Thursdays, and you play your match, and that's that. Now, it's nothing major. It's not a grassroots tournament. It doesn't impede on grassroots LAN tournaments, but it's something fun every week that everybody gets to play in. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Oh, excuse me. And it doesn't limit it.
To look forward.
I'm sorry, Katie, you're cutting out on me.
Yeah, Katie's a bit.
No, I said it's something to look forward to. At the end of every week to practice towards.
Yeah, and it's fun to play the game in some sort of like competitive, I want to get better kind of setting, other than
regional based as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're fighting for the king of like your region. So you're not playing like East versus West.
East Coast based, Central based, and West Coast based. So it was segmented into 3 categories. So you didn't have lag, and it wasn't like totally outlandish to play some dude from the West Coast, and it's like whoever had better ping won. You know what I mean? So yeah, it segments it into sections, and everyone had an opportunity to play other teams, and you could check the rosters online, so you could see who you were playing and what the deal was, and you could watch some of the VODs of their previous matches and things, and it was a lot of fun, and even for people that didn't want to be pro, had a good time being a part of this league, even if it was just the open bottom of the barrel section. They just had fun, it gives you a reason to play the game.
Gives you purpose, gives these players a purpose to play.
Yep.
Exactly.
A reason to come together, a reason to go to their local arcade, a reason to play and be the best, and
right. And so
get that confidence to go to a grassroots tournament.
Exactly. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so this was a great concept back in the day, and now netcodes and things, okay, I know everyone loves to complain, but they're not that bad if people are close to your area. It's good enough to where we can get, it's not like people are forking up $100 to pay in, you know what I mean? It's just fun. So it's like, so why don't we run something like that? So I'm here to propose an idea for the FGC, based off of me. I'm a new player. I suck. I really do. And I don't want to go to the grassroots tournaments because I'm just going to get blown up. And I don't know enough of people to make it like a fun little outing, like vacation for me, So what do I do? How do I get better? What do I just come home and get on Xbox Live and just play random kids? Oh, I play an A+ Cammy. Now she blows me up. Oh, I play a dude that's never played Ryu before. Now I blow him up, and what? I just feel good about myself at the end of the night. It just doesn't make sense. It's such a scatterbrained concept right now, how it works.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
But if you join this league, and I'm going to link it with what Cole wants to do. And so it'll be a website, right? And here's the proposal. It'll be a website, and it's going to be King of the Hill style-esque tournament because we need some sort of longevity, people. And the reason no one watches fighting game tournaments outside of grassroots is because it doesn't take long to complete some sort of circuit at all, or some sort of just like match. You could do like a 1st to 10, and that'll give you maybe a half hour, 40 minutes of content. But everyone gets bored because you're playing the same people.
Yeah. Plus, they don't know anything about these people.
Plus, they don't even know who they are anyway. And it's like, it's more fun when you're cycling through bros and it gets hype. So, so my idea would be like 3 people to a team, and you would run it round robin style, like King of the Hill style, where it's like you have a point person and he goes out first and he plays their point person, and if he wins, then he stays, and if that person loses, the next person comes in on the opposing team, right? Just like they do, like
Pokemon style.
It's like Pokemon style.
What they're called,
right? Yeah, sure. Okay, perfect. So, so it'll be teams of 3, right? But even that won't give longevity enough to make like a good lengthful match. So it'll be like a best of 3 style, just like tournaments, with the King of the Hill involved. And then you have an A squad, a B squad, and a C squad. So like you get your crew down. That's like, okay, we're the 3 best, right? So we'll be the A team. Then you have a B team and a C team. Now you're all part of the same team. Like let's say you 3 right there are each a captain of each squad. You know what I mean? We'll say Cole's the A team, Bobby's the B team, Katie's the C team.
And we're all part of like the same arcade. So.
And you're all part of the same area, the same arcade, the same whatever, however you want to like section yourself. Like, I have kids that live in my neighborhood. We could all be part of the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter. And this week, we're playing against this team. So it's like the C teams get to play first, and it gives the C players an opportunity to play against other C players. And it gives them an opportunity to enjoy competition in not a scenario where it's like, oh, I just get blown up and that's why I don't play Street Fighter all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it gives them an opportunity to enjoy themselves and to learn and to practice in an atmosphere that is conducive to them and other players as well. And because of that, it incorporates people like me. I don't have to be a stream monster. I don't have to be anything like that. I can have my own little shitty league off to the side, which is fine with me because it's like, dude, I'm new, you know? Hi, I'm over here. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to make friends. This is a great way to do it, you know, and we get to talk about it after the match, and I get to talk with people that I got to play during the week, you know? We can all get together online.
The great thing also is that as you get better, or the people that want to put in more time, the teams that want to practice more together and put in more time, then they can graduate up that tournament league. They can make it to B level, make it to A level, you know.
Yes. Then, thank you, Katie, for bringing that idea up. Because, well, obviously, as you viewers can tell, we've talked about this prior to make sure we all are on the same page. One of the other ideas is like, okay, so let's say I'm on the C team and Cole's on the B team. Well, at the end of each season, which would be quarterly, you know, seasons as the world turns, you know, quarterly. So let's say we play the winter season, and I did, I got a lot better. I leveled up a lot. Like I learned my matchups. It helped me out. And Cole's on the B team, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm better than Cole now, so I should be on the B team. And he's like, no, dude, you suck. Like, you stay on C. He doesn't want to not be on B. So I can challenge him. At the end of any season, you can challenge your person, and you can stream it, so it's official. Or even if you don't want to, it's okay, because it's all inter-team. No one's going to lie about it. Doesn't matter. And you challenge them to like a 1st to 10, and if I beat him, then we swap, and it gives me an opportunity to graduate to the B team for the team, and it can become an entertaining value for anybody that wants to watch it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you watch these matches streamed every week, I start to really love this other team that I play. You know what I mean? Like, if I play and I'm like, man, you know, Katie runs this other team, you know, off on the East Coast as well, because I'm from Cleveland. She's from Pittsburgh. So it's like, so I love Katie's team. You know, they're good friends of mine. We played, we had some fun. Oh, wait, well, she's not now she's trying to challenge for the B squad instead of the C team. I would love to watch it. You know, it gives you an opportunity to tune in, check it out. You can go on the website and get stats, and it runs it every week. And, you know, and it's just something consistent that's not super serious, but it gives people an
incubating players. Incubating players and building them up and getting them confidence, getting them connected with their people, and getting them ready to go to grassroots or participate in a more professional league.
Exactly. And so, like, the Super
and it's also, you know, great for people that like to just play online, you know, that don't have the ability to leave their house, or, you know, might play better online than they do in the tournaments.
That's an awesome point. You know? Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to go to grassroots if you don't want to, but it still gives people online that sit at home and love to play and are good. Like, dude, I get blown up by some nasty players online, you know, but I've never seen them at tournaments. You know what I mean? And every once in a while at a grassroots, you'll see some kid that shows up, like, you know,
Online Warriors
or somebody or whoever that's not like in the pro scene per se, that just blows dudes up. And it's like, there's a lot of people like that out there, man. I'm telling you.
And that is
money or exposure to get out there. But this gives them all an avenue to play, you know? Even the shitties like me, like, everyone would love to do it. And that's how you facilitate growth in the community, you know? And that's how you
getting
make
more people involved, getting more people active. And then as they start feeling more confident in playing against all these people, they're going to think, you know, my team, they get so excited, so hyped for their team, you know, to see how they're doing. Then they'll graduate even to, you know, the actual physical tournaments, because they want to experience, can we actually do this in the real setting?
Right, you know, people that may not have the confidence, it can give them the confidence. You know, and it's fun because it adds an extra addition to training that you might not normally see, where it's like, you know, I can get home, go on Xbox Live, and I just play a bunch of people at random, and that's that. But, like, when I know, like, oh, okay, next Thursday, we have a match against a team that plays Dalsum, Vega, and Zangief. So now that's my focus for the week. You know what I mean? And little do I realize, in just trying to prepare for them, I'm learning the game in general, and I'm preparing for those 3 specific. It narrows it down so it's not so overwhelming all the time.
Yeah, it forces you to learn matchups and stuff too.
Exactly.
You know?
I don't just
Gives
queue up and be like, God knows who they're going to play. I'm nervous because I just don't have a plan. But it slowly, week by week, allows you to give an opportunity to teach yourself a plan. You know what I mean? And at the end of a season, all of a sudden you're like, dude, I kind of know how to fight each character individually, or at least the ones I dealt with. And so it helps you like specify your training more than you would think anyway. And so there's a lot of good points in a shorter setting. You know, anybody that wants to talk more about this, it's just website based, and I will run it, and Bobby will run it, and Katie will be a part of it. Everyone will help out, and not Cole, because Cole's about to do something different. But
now
before
his is higher.
Cole,
Well, here's how I see how they can.
Wait, but before you get all into that, I have a couple of questions coming in from the Twitch chat. I have a couple of questions coming into Twitch chat that I kind of want addressed. El Blaze Makoto says, now, is it free? As in, what's going to be like the end game here? Like what's it going to cost for these new players to join Brett's league and, you know, use this website in order to get known? Because, you know, this stuff, I mean, I'm pretty sure like a lot of people who we would present this idea to would be a bit, you know, like something's fishy going on here. So
I understand. At first, it will be free just to throw the exposure out there, to get the players out there. At most, once the leagues are established, you know, we have to have it free at first, because everyone kind of needs to be in the open league, because we don't know where the general community skill gaps are.
Right.
You know, and so it's going to suck like the first season, because you might play somebody drastically better than you until we can see your results as a team and figure out if you belong in the intermediate, the amateur pro, or like the open league. So it's going to be tricky. You know, that will be free. Once it gets established, the most I aim to charge anybody is like $5 a person per season. You know,
per
that's
season.
It. Just per season.
And that's just,
which is quarterly.
Yeah.
That's just upkeep of the website. That's up
management.
So what you're saying is $5. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Bobby.
No, so you're saying $5 per team, or per person per team, for a quarter's worth of action.
You know, and an A squad of a team is 3 people. A B squad is 3 people. So like per squad, it's like $15.
So
per squad.
So you're saying $15 per team for basically an entire season of competitive gaming.
Yeah. It really shouldn't break the bank. You should be able to find it in your couch. You know, go look for some quarters in your couch. I'm not trying to make money out of this. I'm trying to find something fun and to get involved in the community. And I want to bring all these people on the streams that I watch. I watch Final Round. I see all these people on the streams, and I know they're itching to play, man, but they just, you know, there's nothing set up for them yet. So
and I completely get what you're saying, and this is going to be exciting, because those stream monsters, or those people who actually want to go to a grassroots tournament but either can't or won't because of some reason, this whole league, this idea of yours and Cole's, can be like the perfect bridging gap between actually going casual, going on Xbox On Live in the comfort of your home, to actual playing competitive and playing actual competent minds.
Yeah.
Right.
And the more important thing is actually getting people to embrace online and syncing them with live play and online play. It's like you start off at the amateur league or the beginning by, playing online, forming teams, getting that competitive spirit, getting your peoples, representing your region, and then you slowly grow up to wanting to go to a live event. You're like, you know what, we've been beasting on Brett's event. Now we want to go check out a grassroots tournament. Let's go play live now, and to really embrace both aspects is really important for the FGC, because there's a lot of people that still are like, online, blah blah blah, I can't play online, are you crazy? And it's like, yo, SF4 is good online, you know what I'm saying? And it's just to kind of build up your confidence and build up your ability to play.
Exactly.
And it needs to be looked at that.
So Katie's from Pittsburgh and I'm from Cleveland with Bobby, and we play each other online. We start to talk. We become friends. we both go to, a big E event in Philly, and it's like, now I have people there that I know. You know what I mean? I got people to share rooms with. I got people to kick it with. I don't need to know the pros or this or that. Like, now everybody's having fun because there's room.
Everyone's growing, not just the top 20. It's
and I don't
not
sit
really
there
all
playing
about
my PUD in my hotel room like, man, does anyone want to teach me something? You know what I mean? Like, then you have other people that are where you're at, and it's like, oh, let's just duke it out real quick. Let's get some booze, whatever. We have some fun. It's cool. And, the thing I wanted to say is that my league is a total open league. It'll have stats. Everyone will have their teams, their A, B, and C teams. You'll play another team every week. No pressure. It's fun. If we'll find somebody for you if you're having issues connecting. We'll find someone in your area to be a moderator of the match, and we can stream it and commentate it if the teams are comfortable with it. And like, let's say we're having people on the East Coast that have a hard time connecting to each other, but everyone connects to me good. I can host it, commentate it on Twitch, and they can use me, you know what I mean, as like the middleman. There's a lot of things to be fleshed out that I can't go over right now because we don't have the time. So that's the general idea for the league that I wanted to throw out there, and just let it marinate and see what people think. Now, the reason we have me and Cole together is because I'm gonna step off the podium here, and like the A-League players at the end of each season in my league can filter into his like pro amateur league to really step up to get noticed for sponsorship and take it like one step further. So it's like, mine incorporates everybody, your average Joe that wants to have fun just like me. And then if you really want to be pro, you can use mine as an avenue and you can take it to the top and you can filter right on into Cole's league. Yeah,
basically like a drafting element. So,
go ahead.
I really see Brett's league, which is a great idea to kind of get people at this introduce, incubate them, getting used to like forming teams, and it's kind of my team league is a 5-man team league. I think 5 is a magic number for that pro level. But what's great about Brett's league is it's easy to find like another 2 guys, play, build up your confidence, make it up to A-League, and then the winners of A-League can actually have the opportunity to transcend into the pro league, because my pro league is basically just like the NFL. There's only a limited amount of team space. I split it just like 2 divisions, 8 regions. Every region has, a limit of like 5, possibly 6 teams at max. And right at the end of the season, we'll lead right into the pro league. And so those guys winning in A-League have the opportunity to advance if they want to, in order to step their game up and actually go for the big goal. And my goal with Dodo Sports is to have all 8 regions filled. And by the end of the season, we have 8 champions. And that's when I would love to have a grand championship whether it's at EVO or if it's at final round or, we create a new event for it. We then have a year. These 8 top teams have earned their right to be the best. And every year we're going to be seeing the best. And every year, we'll have a little phase of a drafting phase that is siphoning people from Brett's A-League that really want to step it up and take it to the next level. It's a great synergy. We're going to be using the exact same stats. I'm already trying to work with a lot of other...
link the stats. That'll be perfect. Exactly.
Yeah, because we're like the FGC is now in a state where we're trying to standardize stats and come up with it. We still need help from the developer. I've been a little bird in Capcom's ear to be like, we need this. We need the developer to be like, hey, here's stats for you guys. So our commentators can actually have ammunition and stuff to talk about, so we can see, this C player go all the way to A and then jump into the pro league, and we have all this history of him as a rookie to where he's up to date now, and we have all this information. This is going to be a really good thing, and to stay on the same page with stats is going to be huge. So really looking forward to kind of blending the two, and everything is in a synergy. So just how Brett's league is like, amateur league leading up to my league, pro league. And then at the same time, all these guys are spirited and playing professionally and building up and having, companionship and camaraderie, that makes them want to go to grassroots tournaments,
right?
And every blue moon, we can work with grassroots tournaments and say, you know what, there's a Big E event coming on, or
Why don't we host our finals live?
Yeah.
You know what I
Why
mean?
don't we
It's
host
like
the
our
finals
regular
right
session
there? We
finals.
can,
Yeah, do it live.
we can have
right there.
finals. We can even have
Yeah.
regular matches. It can be like, hey, I'm in LA. I want to go see a Laker game at the Staples Center because I just happen to be there. They'll be like, hey, I'm going to that Big E event, and Team Philly is going against Team, yada, and it's going to be
You're all
live.
there. Let's just
Instead
do
of
it.
watching
Yeah,
it
just do
on
it
the
live
stream,
right
I
there.
get to see it live. Now there's more reason to go to these grassroots tournaments and stuff because
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
seeing players, you're watching them, you know who they are. They have vlog bios about them from the amateur league all the way up to the pro league. You're learning about their arcades. So now we have all these arcades and LAN centers and dojo houses that are actually documented on on a website where it's like, hey man, now I know if I go to Texas, I know exactly where these players are, and I can reach out to them because I've been watching all these guys play from Central and everything. Information, we're trying to structure, standardize, and bring professionalism to the fighting game community because right now it's just a little wild. But we came from grassroots, like a fight club type thing, but it's an esport era now, and things are getting professional, so we have to step it up as well.
Now, aren't we
and we're slowly
also the
getting there.
oldest community? We're the oldest. The fighting game community is the oldest community,
Yeah.
isn't it? First
You know
one?
what? That's a good
like,
point, Katie.
I'm
Even
like,
before,
I come from this nerdy PC era where it's like, I played my Diablo, I played my StarCraft, I played everything growing up, but fighting games have been around way longer, and I think that's why this hasn't happened for them yet, is because we didn't
start in PC.
Need it. You didn't need it to survive. You didn't need the internet to survive. So you haven't had a league like this emerge that can centralize everybody for fun. And because fighting games are such specific in their timing, like, you know what I mean? We're talking one frame lengths. You need good internet. And now the country as a whole has good internet, and we can establish good connections with each other. Yeah. So now you have the opportunity to do that, but you guys haven't needed to before. But if you want to take it just one step further, just because, this is the way to do it. And so I sat there and I'm like, well, this seems like a no-brainer to me. I'm surprised no one hasn't done this yet. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, there's actually good reasons why no one has, because they haven't had to, and no one has dealt with that. And I'm like, well, this will be my strength, is I know how to do this right, coming from that avenue of gaming, that I would love to pioneer this and to bridge the gap between the stream monsters and the pros. Like, there are some really good people out there. They want the exposure. We'll give it to them. There are a lot of people out there like me that love to come home and just play and like to play in a competitive scene. Man, we'll give it to you too. Like, it'll fit for everybody.
Really and I think the great thing about this too is that, starting out, everyone's going to be on that even level, you know? And once you form your teams, let's say, playing any regular game in ranked or in endless or whatever, someone's fiddling around with a lag switch. Well, you better believe there's going to be 3 guys in the opposite team saying, hey, you can't do that. Knock it off, or that's an automatic loss.
Right.
Or no. We have to be really blunt and really strict with these rules, especially if you're toying around with something like lag switching. No,
right.
As long as someone can, do evidence or show evidence that they are messing with a lag switch, that's gonna be an automatic ban.
Well, then it would have to be like how Brett said. You would have to basically share, with the person that has the better connection.
Right.
You'd have
the person with the best connection can be the middleman, and everyone connects to that person in a lobby and just dukes it out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
And then this isn't run on a point system where you don't have to worry about people going in there and faking all these massive amounts of points. It's about actually playing out these matches and seeing, who wins legitimately, because there's 3 people on the opposite team that aren't going to put up with that crap.
Right. No manipulating. I'm definitely.
There's no reason to fake points. There's no reason for me to have Bobby come over, who's like, a really good Street Fighter player, and have him play on my account and be like, oh yeah, I just blew up that C team. Like, that makes there's no
That's
reason.
why I have a lot of respect for Riot Games, and I study their rules and regulations so much, dude. They got like a 90-page PDF document and they
It took 'em a long
just
time to get there, though, dude.
but regardless, like if you ever, I mean, I know you know about it, Brett, but man, looking at their rules and regulations, it's like, dude, no wonder their stuff is so clean, man. They account for everything, and same with our leagues and stuff. We're gonna have all this stuff so people can't really cheat the system, and we're gonna get good sportsmanship out of it. Nobody benefits out of taking advantage, and honestly, I'm gonna ask. That's what kind of hinged me in the beginning of launching my league, because I kind of went in blind, just wanted to get it started and didn't have those rules set, and so a couple people tried to take advantage and stuff, but we grew past it.
Yeah, so like what benefit do you get from like dogging a B league when you're like an A-team player? Like, why would you not just want to play in the A league and try and filter into the Pro-Am league of yours? Why would you not want to filter into Cole's like Pro-Am league and get yourself out there and get sponsors noticing you?
Right.
Like, what benefit do you have just dogging on kids in the B league? Like, I mean, I guess you could.
They'll get exposed.
And like, but whatever. But it's like that's just
going on around.
But see, the other thing is like another thing we can notice is we can see how much you win. If your C team went completely undefeated, we will break you off from your little squad and we'll put you in the B league. You know what I mean? Like, it's not okay to be in the top and keep playing lower level kids. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, we did so good, but we just like winning, so we'd like to stay in the C league. Our B team deserves to be in the B team. We're not as good as them, but we shit on everyone in the C league. Well, then we'll break you off and we'll put you in your own little team, and you'll just be your own little B squad team. And you could just play other B league players because, we will not let people that are that good stay in the lower leagues. We will force
we're gonna have the data
to play higher.
Yeah, we'll have
exactly.
Right, So speaking of these seasonal leagues, I have a couple more questions filtering in here. Seattle Tech
we should be done with it, with explaining it, and we should just let Q&A go. And
I'm gonna open the floor to questions in a little bit. I'm gonna let this question though. So are there gonna be any prizes like in League of Legends, like at the end of like every season?
Well, there absolutely will be. Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna charge people $5 a team, and I assume everyone around the country wants to play, of course there's gonna be prizes. You know what I mean? There'll be cash prizes. There'll be, merchandise prizes. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be looking for support for that. It's not easy to give prizes, but we'll be looking for sponsors. We'll be looking for investors and stuff.
Prize. We can give some sort of cash back from the cash that we received, but as far as like sticks and things, that's banking on sponsorship from like Mad Cats and stuff, and that's we need the players.
And I feel
we need everybody to play it first.
We need to in basically install like the whole season, get it flowing for at least a good year or two, and when it's functioning and people can actually see it working, that's when the sponsors are going to come and be like, okay, I see how it works, I see how we can monetize. When we start getting the developers to support it, and then things are going to start rolling. It's going to be a slow crawl. A lot of players, they're so greedy these days for money. Like we gotta crawl before we walk.
And that's why at the beginning I won't charge anybody. And there won't be any prizes at first, because we just need to iron out the kinks. And we need a test. We almost need a beta season to iron out. And it's not fair to charge people, even if it's something as small as $5 for like 3 months. Well, it's not fair to do that to them when we know we're not performing at our best, because we need to see a season flesh out and we need to iron it out. After that, of course, if you're going to charge people money, we'll use it for upkeep for the website and for future advancement to make it better and better. And what's left, man,
equipment.
You can, exactly. And then you can, what's left is we throw it out to the players, like, because you'll run a mini tournament, like the top 8 teams at the end of every season. We'll just go into a little playoff and you'll just do it just to see. You know what I mean? It's like, I was the winter season champion of the C League. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. It's not like you're making like $1 billion from it, but you don't care. You get a couple $100 or $200 like for winning it, and you get free entrance into next season, and now you're coming in with the big dick swinging, and everyone loves to see it.
What's up. Yeah.
And so that's cool.
All right, I want to open the floor to a lot more questions, but I do want to bring in a very special guest.
What's up?
This guy's been in the chat, and he's been wanting to ask a lot of questions, so let me just add him in here real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is
Bring on the Calvary.
The Audible.
Oh, watch out, Mr. Isaiah. Let's do it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. We are joined
Triforce.
by Empire Arcadia's founder, Mr. Isaiah Triforce Johnson. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Cole, what's up, man?
What's up, brother? Welcome back to the States, if you are back in the States, my friend.
No, I am still here in France. I got your email, though. So,
Nice.
All right, and now,
Well-
Mr. Triforce, I understand that you were in the stream chat and you messaged me on Skype saying that you really do like the direction that these two want to take the advancement, the bridging the gap between competitive esports and fighting games otherwise, and you had a lot to comment on that. So you can go ahead.
yeah. First, I think, how can I say this? I think the disconnect here is understanding and accepting the entire origins of competitive gaming. And the disconnect is in terms of the miscommunication. I was here in France. In France they have these television networks dedicated solely to gaming. G4 TV done right, which is actually Tech TV, but that's another thing. And one of them is called MTV's Game One, and the other is called No Life. And on the segment that we had on No Life, I did a little bootleg copy of the segment just to put a clip up, is to talk about the origins of what esports is. The reason why fighting games is behind is because the FGC does not understand what esports is. And if they did, then the disconnect that they have and the slow growth that the FGC have would actually end. It actually grow a lot faster.
Yeah.
Esports is just
Competitive gaming.
it's
That's all
competitive
it is.
gaming. That's all
It's
it is.
exposure. You know, it's incorporation for
It's
everyone.
simple.
No,
Yeah.
no, wait. I wouldn't say it's exposure. It's because if you, well, guys like me and Cole who've been on the earth for 10,000 years and longer, we've had dinner with Jesus and Moses. We because we were around, we saw what it was then, and what we're seeing now isn't anything new to us. It's new to the next generation. Video games going into stadiums, video games going on TV, and blah blah. Everyone's like, "Oh, look how rapidly expanding esports is." In the 80s, video games was on TV. People don't know about that. In the early 90s, the first video game world championship was held at the Epcot Center in Florida with Nintendo. That filled up a stadium just
Yeah,
like
Disney.
exactly, just like what you saw with the Staples Center. A lot of these things were already done back then, and it was just called competitive gaming. We need to understand that everything you see now, in from fighting games, shooting games, racing games, puzzle games, classic games, MOBAs, shooters, which is FPS, RTS games, all of it is competitive gaming. It's esports. Esports, the term, the word came up because people who wanted to help expand competitive gaming were too afraid to tell a sponsor or an investor, help sponsor or invest in competitive video games. Because if they said the word video games,
It was done.
Sounded crazy, man.
they were
already got
finished.
Sounded real crazy. Right.
Yeah, they'd look at them and be like, "Are you crazy?" Yes, that's exactly what would happen to them.
Yeah.
So they coined the phrase electronic sports because it was something where somebody in the real world, so to speak, could understand. Oh, so you want to make these electronic things, these video games, into something like a sport, and they go, yeah, esports, and they went behind that. But even the CEO of MLG says he doesn't even agree with the word esports. It's just something that grew in the term, but it's competitive gaming. That's it. That's why I tell people it's evolved into a word which we all now accept which we all come to accept, which is considered esports. But it's just competitive gaming. The
Yeah, we're already
FGC,
doing it without realizing it. You know what I mean? All these kids that play, I don't care if you don't like esports, you're already a part of it. Whether you
exactly,
like it or not.
and
Yeah.
they've been esports for who knows how long. This is why I tell people a lot. Like the FGC can try
Man,
to
that shit's so old.
the what?
And those kids, StarCraft 1, that shit's so old, and those kids were just getting paid in Korea with like leagues, and it was on TV. It's been like 10 or plus years, and they've just been getting down.
And this is why a lot of people don't. They just they once the FGC can accept the terminology esports, which is just competitive gaming, then they will see how far they can go. A lot of people, and there's another problem. A lot of people need to stop waiting on the FGC to push esports, because it is not the responsibility of the FGC to push esports. Fighting games have been in leagues before. They've gone in leagues like GGL. They've been in leagues like MLG. They've been in a number of different leagues. World Cyber Games. What else? They've been in different leagues throughout the world. It is
That's
just
such a
that
good point, man. That's such a good point. Yeah.
Evo is so well. Let me not say that statement because I think it's going to come out. Evo has so much influence that when you compare the other entities that have tried to what's the word, to put fighting games in
To
a league.
replicate? Yeah.
Well, no, you can't say replicate, because to replicate means it's making the suggestion as if SRK slash Evo owns the original, and they don't. The fighting game community is exactly what it is and what it means. The fighting game community. There is no owner to it. It is the community. Evo is a part of the FGC. It isn't the FGC. It's a part of it. MLG, when they had Tekken and Smash Brothers, which they're now getting Smash Brothers, they are a part of the FGC. World Cyber Games are part of the FGC. Jason's Cole League are part of the FGC. Capcom's Pro Tour are part of the FGC. No one is the FGC. The FGC is everyone
It's the
Right.
people.
that's into
Right.
fighting
Yeah.
games. And
Exactly, and that's what we're trying to do. You know, we're trying to kind of take a little bit of control and give a little direction to be like, it's about the people playing, so let's set something up for more people than, has been,
that's a problem now, because
Why's that?
the issue here is this is what Cole's trying to say. The issue here is that you have a lot of people who've come accustomed to their influence being the law of the land, and some people don't want to share, and that is what stagnated the growth of the FGC in terms of it evolving into the level you see other games in esports are at. People who have been for so many years stopping, not working with grassroots entities, people who don't want certain intellectual properties to go into leagues, and then just people being downright dirty, trying to assassinate and blacklist anyone that can potentially hurt the growth of what their brand is trying to do.
Coveting,
You know,
coveting going on.
Overthrow in
Yeah.
other terms.
Yeah, no, I get it for sure.
Well,
I'm
no,
sorry,
I get
I
it.
just see you as Empire Arcade. Your name's Isaiah?
my name is actually Triforce. No one believes that though.
Okay,
But my
anyway,
actual name is
This dude
Triforce.
actually
Yes.
has Triforce on his ID.
Okay, Triforce,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, that's a very good point, and I feel like you obviously deal with the pros, and Cole deals with the pros, and you guys are dealing with like the 1%, and you get a lot of people that might not be accepting to this. And I think the reason it's going to thrive anyway is because
Well, the people want it.
we're tapping into the people, man.
Dude, that's
anywhere,
actually,
you're
honestly,
like-
that is my strong point. You know,
Yeah.
I'm the one of the few, Triforce as well, connected to the pros, connected to the people, connected to the tournament organizers, as well as connected to the developers, and all those need to synergize and stuff. And
Yeah.
no matter, even if like the top people that are controlling the media and doing their thing for a while. Even if they don't like the idea, the people really want it. They need it. The developers need to see something extend over a year long in order to help monetize and for them to be practical to even come into the scene and stuff, because it's just not practical to try to sponsor and support something that happens one time a year. We need more,
Yeah.
and
But that's the thing. It's just like, what if some of these gaming companies You know, the people want this. Let's just say the
people want
majority
it.
of people would want it.
Yeah.
But what if it's not necessarily in the best interest of some of the gaming developers to do something like this because it may not financially